Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 91 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on my writing. So, yay for day 91. I, I am I'm attempting something different today. I kind of feel like I'm starting day one of 100 days that I am probably not going to do a YouTube video for, but I'm going to mention anyway. Because I was having this thought yesterday that when I do my 100 days of something, especially if I do it in the form of a YouTube video, I'm more inclined to follow through with it. So, not that I'm doing it perfectly, because I will not. I will probably never do anything perfectly. But I know that I've talked about struggling with doing a schedule, setting a schedule, sticking to a schedule. So I'm attempting today to do 100 days of sticking to a schedule of doing everything that I put on my to-do list, basically. Not necessarily a set timetable. I would like to do things in a set timetable, but set timetables don't work for me as much as doing to-do lists. If I can start my day reading my scriptures and meditationals and making my to-do list and asking God what he wants me to do for the day, or telling him what I want to do for the day and see if that's, doable, if he can help me get through it or whatever the case may be. So I got a little bit of a later start today than I wanted to. My alarm went off a few times and I hit the snooze button and then I just turned it off. And I still got out of bed and just moved very slowly, but I am whittling my way through my to-do list. I made, what, 16 things on a to-do list today because I'm insane. Apparently, I think I'm Wonder Woman and I can do anything. But I am amazed that they're little things. Like stuff that I was going to do anyway, or stuff that I did anyway. Like one of the things I put on my to-do list was to text my mentor about editing or reviewing my Lanoia book that's been finished, that I sent to my one friend, but I don't think she's going to do it. So, which is fine. I just need to go a different route. And my mentor said she would be happy to, but she's doing that for someone else right now, or she's working on another book, so she won't be able to look at it for another 2 weeks. And I said, okay. And she's like, is that okay? And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's been sitting there for as long as it's been sitting there, and I don't know what else to do with it or who else to send it to. And I value her opinion, so I'm willing to wait the time. So I put a reminder in my little day planner that somebody gave me for Christmas. I just wrote my little calendar thing to message her in 2 weeks to make sure it's okay to still send her my book, that she's still going to be able to do that for me. And if not, then I need to start looking somewhere else to figure out how to do that. But anyway, I did that today. So, little things on my to-do list. And I did open up my laptop. I did look at my Recognizing God's Hand in My Life, and I read through the last two chapters that I had, and I got the distinct impression, feeling, moment of peace that I'm like, I'm finished. Like, I got through that last chapter and I'm like, I'm done. And I know I have all that stuff at the bottom, that's miscellaneous stuff, random thoughts, whatever, and I deleted the miscellaneous stuff, and then the random thoughts was still there, and I started to read that, and I was like, this is just me, like, venting, trying to figure out what I'm doing, just whatever. It's not related to the book. It's just related to my everyday crazy. So I didn't even read the whole thing. I just read like a couple of lines and I was like, nope. And I just deleted all of that too. So I'm like, I think I'm done with my book. But of course I cried reading some of it. And I realized that anytime I go back through this particular book that I'm going to cry. It's going to be difficult. It's for me to get through it. It's not something that I could ever like read out loud to other people. Tried that once and it didn't work, because it is very emotional for me to share that. And just, I know that I've done a lot of healing by writing it, and I left in the end. I wrote that I was working on my 100 days of gratitude. I'm like, I have long since finished my 100 days of gratitude, but I opted not to change it because that's where I was at when I wrote that. I was like, man, it's been a while since I got through this book. And right now I'm kind of at the debating stage. Do I go back through and review it one more time, because it's taken me several months to get through just the rewrite of the initial insanity, or do I send it out to other people and then get their comments and then go back through and do the rewrite? I'm not entirely I haven't entirely made a decision on that, but I did send a message to my sister, well, kind of my adopted sister. I always call her my sister and then her name, which I'm not going to say. But she used to be my roommate, and she's actually my third cousin. We were doing genealogy and figured that out. Actually, we weren't doing genealogy. I went to a family function with her, and her grandma was there and trying to figure out. Her grandma kept trying to figure out. I was like, "How do I know you? I know you." I'm like, "We're related somehow." And I was like, "I have no idea." And so I told her who my grandparents were, and she's like, "Oh, that's my cousin." So my grandpa was her grandma's cousin. So we're like, oh, that makes us like third cousins or something. So we thought it was kind of cool to have that discovery. But her grandma actually knew my grandpa. So that was kind of like, wow, okay, that was kind of a surprise. That was cool. So anyway, I just always called her my sister when we were living together as roommates. But anyway, I sent her a message and asked her if she would be willing to beta read my book. And I will obviously send it to my vision board friend that I sent it to initially. And we'll probably send it to my adopted dad again and be like, all right, I revised this. Can you please actually look at it? But I don't want to, I'm not sending it out today. I'm not sending it out tonight. I think I need to just think about it. Because again, I know I sent it out the first time when I just basically blurted out everything that I was thinking or feeling. And then I tried to go back through and look at it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a mess. And I know I redid the whole first chapter, I think when I was at my writing club back in, was it November? I think it was November, because we didn't share in December, so it had to have been November, that someone else read it for me, and they read through the first couple of chapters, I think, and they were very impressed at what I had written, and said that they wished that their first draft was this good. And I was like, well, it's kind of technically my second draft, but thank you, because it hadn't really been, I mean, I'd sent it out to people, but I hadn't really looked at their reviews. I decided to rewrite it, so it's been rewritten. So I don't know if that means that my second draft is good enough to just send to people to look at, or if I need to actually go through it again. And I can. I'm grateful that I could see tonight that I can do it. I can go through it. And there's maybe some little things that don't make sense that I fixed. I didn't do a whole lot of writing. I just like I said, I just read through it. I'm like, I can read to the end of this. I'm like, okay. And then I got to that last section that I'd written, and I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't think I need to add anything else. I know there's other stuff in there. I know there's other trauma, there's other healing, and there's always going to be more stuff that's going on in my life. But I didn't feel the need to have to put all of those things in there. And maybe if I go back and read through it again, I will find a place to put some of those things. And the nice part about it is that I save every day. So like, I was totally comfortable with deleting everything, because I know it's saved on the last time I worked on that document. So like, I have it in like 20 or 30 other places. So if it's not saved on today's, because I changed it to today's date or whatever, if it's not saved for today's date, that's okay, because of today's date is just the most current version. And if I decide at some point later that I need something that I deleted, I can go back to an old version, which I really love being able to do that. I'm really grateful that I do that. I don't know if it was my sister that told me to do that when I first started my writings, because I know it wasn't my mentor. My mentor reiterated that for me when it came to writing my stuff, but it was something that I was already sort of doing anyway, because it's something I think my sister mentioned to me when I first started writing a book, like 10 some odd years ago. So and at some point I'm like, I will get this book published. I will. It's possible. But it's only like 50 pages. It's only like 10 chapters. It's not like it's a really long book. It's just very, very emotional. And it might end up being a little bit longer than 50 pages once the whole formatting and all of that stuff is done. It'll be longer, like when it gets put into a book format, but it's still not going to be a long book, but it's definitely bigger than a pamphlet of some sort. And obviously it's not going to cover everything in my life, but I think it hits the biggest parts and the biggest things that I've learned, and some of those things that I realize I have to continue to keep learning, or that I need to be reminded of, because I know that God is aware of me and that He loves me, and that I am learning to love myself and take care of myself. And I keep forgetting that. I wish it was something that I didn't forget, that was always in the forefront of my mind, and it isn't. And even reading through this, it was. I'm grateful that I had the insights as to what to put little chapter headings as, because some of them were just blah, whatever. But I'm also grateful that things seem to flow for the most part when I read, and it made sense to me. So I'm like, if I'm reading through and it's making sense and I'm not taking stuff out, and I've already done that with the rest of it, I think I probably should go back through it one more time just to be sure, but or see if I need to put something in a different order. I don't really know. Um, but at the same time, I'm like, I know it's going to make me cry. I just don't like fixing all of that. I also know I don't have the time right now to do all of that, because I still have a couple more things I want to do before I run out the door to go to work, and I'm already late for work because I got up late. But at least this time, if I stay out late tonight working, at least all I have to do when I get home is, like, write in my journal and brush my teeth, and I'm done with my to-do list for today. And I don't have to worry about trying to write something. I don't have to feel rushed about my writing, and I don't have to worry about making my YouTube video because it's already done. Yay! And I have 9 days left to do this, and so we'll see what other things that I can write or get written in the next 9 days. And it might just be recognizing God's hand in my life so I can send that out to people to read, or I might decide tomorrow that I'm just going to send it out to people so they can read it and see what happens. I don't know. I'm just kind of kind of in limbo with that one right now. But I am grateful to feel like I'm finished, and to be comfortable enough to just delete the rest of it. Like, I'm just trusting that feeling, trusting that sense that God is helping me with my book, and that I'm putting in there what needs to be in there. And the rest of that stuff just got moved or pushed down to the bottom because it wasn't important or it didn't fit with the story that I was sharing. And so when I got down there, I'm like, well, I can try to figure out what it is. I can try to find a place to put it, or I can just accept that I'm done. And I think I felt like I was done. So I was like, okay, then I just don't need whatever else is down there. And like I said, if I go back and rewrite it, or if I get responses from beta readers saying that I need to revise something, or they want more details about something, I can go back and look for stuff that I wrote, or I can remember the events in my life and type them up to add to it if I need to. But I think I'm done. I really hope I'm done. This is why I wish I was still working with my mentor. I keep calling her my mentor because that works, but I haven't been working with her for quite some time. I did for about a year, and then it got busy and she moved, and everything got crazy, and so I just haven't just kind of been working on my own, and then just sharing stuff at my writing meetings. So I kind of I'm grateful that I can do that I can work on my own, that I can write, that I don't have to wait for her. But I liked the constant feedback, because it's still something that's new, something I'm doing that's different. So I still like the feedback. And it helps me to just kind of know if I'm on the right page, if I'm going in the right direction, and where I'm at with things. So I do have someone else that I might be able to ask if they would be willing to review my book for me. But I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Just someone from my writing group that I just popped into my head while I was talking, and I was like, I could ask her to just review it and see if she thinks it's ready to go out to, like, beta readers and stuff, or if I need some more information in there or not. Just kind of, or maybe I could just ask her to be one of my beta readers for that book. But anyway, that is where I'm at for today. And I'm grateful I could do a little bit of writing. I'm grateful I could do my video, and I'm grateful that I am getting ready to go to work. And I'm still going to work a little bit later than I would like, but I'm getting things done before work. So I'm doing things in the order that I would like to get things done. And then hopefully eventually I can start doing things just a little bit earlier every day, so that I'm not staying out so late, to kind of shift my schedule. Or maybe I'll just get used to my schedule, like the hours that I'm working, and it's okay. Whatever I start my day is when I start my day, as long as I start my day and I just get things done. So I started my day today, maybe a little later than I wanted to, but I am getting things done on my to-do list, and I think this makes like number 11, and I will have 2 more things done before I go to work out of 16. So I'm actually doing really good, and I'm really proud of myself today for doing this, and I'm grateful that I can share this, and I'm grateful I can do these videos. And if you like these, you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I think that's all that I have. So I hope you have a great day full of gratitude and maybe do some writing.